Welcome to Biology My Passion. I'm Soumya Harikrishna. Today, let's learn some previous year's questions, multiple choice questions I have selected for you. Let's go through the questions one after the other. The first question is, a metal X is used in thermite process. When X is burned in air, it gives an amphoteric oxide Y. X and Y are respectively iron oxide plus aluminium will give aluminium oxide plus iron plus heat. This is our thermite process. So this is used for sealing the cracks in railway tracks and all. So here they are telling a metal X is used. Here out of these reactants, aluminium is the metal. So X can be written as aluminium. And X is burned in air, it gives an amphoteric oxide Y. You know that aluminium oxide is an amphoteric oxide. So you can tell aluminium oxide as the answer. Next question. When acetic acid reacts with ethyl alcohol, we add concentrated sulfuric acid. Concentrated sulfuric acid acts as dash and the process is called a dash. You know that when alcohol reacts with the acid, that reaction is called a esterification reaction. And here sulfuric acid is acting as a dehydrating agent. The next question is, a student dips pH papers in solutions A and B and observes that the pH paper turns blue and orange respectively. He infers that A is HCl solution, B is NaOH. So HCl is an acid, NaOH is a base. So here we know that the pH papers in solution A and B and observes that pH papers turns blue and orange. Blue means it is alkali and orange means it is a weak acid, because hydrochloric acid is a strong acid. It will turn the pH paper into red color. The next option is A is sodium carbonate, which is a base, and B is acetic acid, a weak acid. So answer is option B. The following reaction is used for the preparation of oxygen gas in the laboratory. Potassium chlorate in the presence of a catalyst is heated to become potassium chloride and oxygen. Which of the following statement is correct about the reaction? So here we know that we are providing heat into this and a single reactant is getting divided into different products. So it is a decomposition reaction and it is a thermal decomposition reaction as we are providing heat. So option A is correct. It is a decomposition reaction and endothermic in nature. A few drops of ammonium chloride solution were put on universal indicator paper and its color changed to pink. Pink means it is acidic in nature. Study the following table and choose the correct option about the nature of ammonium chloride and its pH. Ammonium chloride is a salt. So if the salt needs to be acidic, it should be a combination of a strong acid and a weak base. So we can take the answer as strong acid and a weak base. Both are given the same, but look at the pH range. This is greater than 7, this is less than 7. Acid means less than 7. So option B is correct. The electronic configuration of three elements X, Y and Z are as follows. X 2, Y 2,82, Z 287. So we know that outermost valence shell, the valence electrons are here. So X has 4 valence electrons, so its valence is also 4. Y has 2 valence electrons, so it will tend to give the 2 electrons, so valence is also 2. Whereas Z has 7, so it will tend to gain 1 electron, so valency is 1. So we know that in this case the two elements from the above which will combine to form an ionic compound. Ionic compound is always formed between a metal and a non-metal, because metals give electrons and they become electropositive, whereas non-metals receive electrons and they become electronegative. So here in this case we can see that it needs only 1. So it will be taking from Y, but Y can give to 2 Z molecules. So, we can write here Y and Z here. So, Y valency is 2, Z valency is 1. So, when you write the equation, you will get Y Z 2. So, the answer is C. An organic compound A of molecular formula C2H6O. Whenever you see C2H6O, it is C2H5OH, ethyl alcohol. On oxidation gives an acid B with the same number of carbon atoms in the molecule as A. Compound A is used for sterilization of skin by doctors, that is ethanol. Name the compound A and B. So, compound A is ethanol because it is the one with the formula C2H6O and also it is a sterilizing agent. So, compound A is ethanol. So, there are two options with the ethanol in the first place. What about B? B also is an acid with the same number of carbon atoms because ethanoic acid or acetic acid has got 2 carbon atoms. So, here you can see this has got 2 carbon atoms like ethanol. So, option A, compound A is ethanol and compound B is acetic acid or ethanoic acid. A leaf from a de-starched plant. You know that in photosynthetic experiments we keep the plant in a dark room for 3 days to remove all the starch. When we take out, there is no starch in it. Such plants are called de-starched plants. Is covered with black paper strip as shown in the figure. So, this is an experiment to prove that light is necessary for photosynthesis because once you cover with a black paper strip, that part does not receive light. The starch test is done on the leaf after 8 hours of exposure to light. Out of the following figures A, B, C, D, which figure depicts that light is necessary for photosynthesis? You can see that when we are doing this experiment, after that if you remove this black paper strip, only the covered part could not receive sunlight. So, in the absence of sunlight, that part could not make starch, but the other parts carry out photosynthesis and will turn blue-black in the presence of iodine solution which is used for starch test. So, here here this option B has blue black color and middle it is white is given, whereas in C it is green is given. We cannot have green. Why? Because we are boiling the leaf in ethyl alcohol during this experiment in order to remove the chlorophyll also. So, the correct answer is option C, B. The given figure below shows a small part of human lung where exchange of gases takes place. Which of the options given below correctly identifies the part with its function? So, here if you see otherwise, P is a blood capillary which is around the alveolus, R is the alveolar cavity, Q is the alveolar wall or alveolar epithelium we can say, S is the RBC cells. So, here first P is arterial capillary, correct, carries oxygen from tissues is wrong. Q is capillary wall, that is wrong. R alveolar cavity, that is true. Main site of exchange of respiratory gases, yes, because first exchange or primary exchange takes place here. So, we can say then next option S is red blood cell, mainly transport carbon dioxide is wrong. So, the option C is correct here. Which of the following limits the number of trophic levels in a food chain? Insufficient food supply from the producer, decrease in energy at higher trophic levels, decrease in number of organisms in the successive trophic level, accumulation of harmful chemicals at a higher trophic level. Which one of the following limits the number of trophic levels? Is the decrease in energy at higher trophic levels, because we know that once we move from one trophic level to the next, only 10% energy will be available. This also is an important statement. Accumulation of harmful chemicals at a higher trophic level is a question that is called a process called a biomagnification. This is not the answer here, but I am just mentioning. So, this is the correct answer, option B. Here we have an object at a C and there is a concave mirror shown. F is focus is also given. You know that when the object is at C, the image also will be at C and the same size, and being a concave mirror, it will be real and inverted. Which of the following statements is not true in reference to the diagram shown above? So, image formed is real, that is a true statement. Image formed is enlarged is wrong statement, and image formed is inverted is true statement. So, answer is option B, image formed is enlarged is not true, because when the object is at C, the image is also same size. The power of a concave lens of focal length 10 centimeter. So, power is the reciprocal of focal length in meter. So, 10 centimeter is a 0.10 meter, because we have to divide it by 100. Here 1 by 0.10, if you multiply numerator and denominator by 100, you can remove this decimal. So, it will become 100 by 10. So, this is 10 diopter. But concave lens focal length is a minus, so it will be minus 10 diopter. Choose the incorrect statement from the following. Ozone is a molecule formed by 3 atoms of oxygen, O3. It is a true statement. Ozone shields the surface of the earth from ultraviolet radiations. Yes, that is the function. Ozone is deadly poisonous. Yes. Ozone gets decomposed by UV radiations. No. So, the incorrect statement is option D. Next question is from genetics. In peas, a pure tall plant capital T is crossed with a short plant small t. The ratio of pure tall plants to short plants in F2 is. So, here we know that when capital T is crossed with a small t, you will get capital T as one gamete, small t as the second gamete. When they fuse in the first generation, you will get a heterozygous one which is tall. When you do the second generation, each one produces 2 types of gametes. So, but here they are asking ratio of pure tall. Pure tall is only this. Pure means homozygous to short plant. Pure short plant is this. So, though the ratio is 1:2:1, these two ratios are 1:1. So, option C is the correct answer. Now, we are moving on to the assertion and reasoning questions. Calcium hydroxide when reacts with the carbon dioxide gives calcium carbonate and water. Yes, we know that calcium hydroxide reacts with the carbon dioxide to give calcium carbonate and water. That is a correct statement. On heating calcium carbonate, decomposition reaction takes place. That is also correct. So, we can say option B, that is both assertion and reason are correct, but not the correct explanation. Abscisic acid is responsible for wilting of leaves. Yes, because abscisic acid is a plant growth inhibitor. It promotes growth in plants is not correct, because it is an inhibitor. So, we can say option C, assertion true, reason is false. Danger signals are made of red color. Yes. Velocity of red light in air is maximum, so signals are visible. No, we are selecting it because the wavelength of red is too high, so it can reach far distance. So, answer is again option C. And the last question, pea plant is considered ideal for hybridization experiments. Yes, there are many reasons why Mendel selected pea plants, or why Mendel got successful results because of pea plant. Pea is self-pollinating plant with short life cycle and bears visible contrasting traits. Yes, these are correct. So, we can write as option A, because both options are correct and it is the correct explanation as well. So, in the next part we will see another question paper with the MCQ questions. If you have any suggestions, please tell in the comment box. Thank you for watching Biology My Passion.